Beat Denmark in 4 hours. Take the Netherlands in 5 days. 18 days to capture Belgium. 39 days to capture France in one fell swoop. They occupied 14 countries in 2 years. I did it by myself. Put the whole of Europe on the ground and rub. He is the war madman Adolf Hitler. As the initiator of World War II, the misfortune of childhood ran through his life. The father married his niece. Make him unable to lift his head in front of outsiders, humiliated by others. Even so, he still hopes I could one day become an artist. This is not only without the support of the father. Instead, I beat him up. However, what he didn't expect was, soon after, my father died of illness. So 16-year-old Hitler pursued his dream. Came to Vienna alone. But reality taught him another lesson. His talent is not appreciated. But misfortunes don't come singly. Mother's death. He lost his only source of income. Become a homeless person, sleeping on the street. That's the whole begging thing. Let him understand the shamelessness of the Jews. Not only wantonly squeezed the Germans. It leaves many people homeless. Hitler made up his mind. They must pay a heavy price. With the outbreak of the First World War, thousands of people poured into the streets, participated in the parade to defend the home and the country, listening to passionate speeches on stage. Hitler, 24, decided to write. I calmly followed the troops to the front line. With a heroic performance on the battlefield. Not only was he appreciated by his superiors, he was also awarded a Medal of Honor. It gave him the first experience of being valued. Years of conquest. It gave him a strong sense of honor for Germany. And his extreme personality was slowly revealed. He will lose face, and frantically beating stray dogs. I even saw my comrades fighting. Playing cards on the field will also turn the table on the spot. But he never thought. The war ended so quickly. During a war in 1918, the enemy actually used gas bombs. When Hitler woke up again, it's already in the back hospital, despite the eye trauma. But he strongly demanded to go back to fight. However, the sudden news caused him great pain. Germany was defeated and surrendered. This made it difficult for the patriotic Hitler to accept. He tore the desert out of his eyes. It's the beginning. After the defeat, Germany signed the Treaty of Versailles, not only to pay huge war reparations, and cede 13% of the country's land area. In addition, the Jews took advantage of the opportunity. Let the people of Germany live in dire straits. They all long for the appearance of a savior. Hitler at this time, but was filmed undercover by the German Workers' Party. This is the mission. Let Hitler gradually appear in people's field of vision. In his first speech, despite the hype, he said, but for an unknown person. But no one paid attention to him. Although the first speech failed, but he didn't give up, still promoting their own ideas. The experience of begging as a child make him very aware of the needs of the people. Exploit nationalism and anti-freedom with excellent speech talent. Let him harvest a batch in a short time. Fanatical heart are responsible for the moral decadence that now riddles our society. Thank you. It is funded by the rich. As fame grows, Hitler wooed Rum to think. With the support of the army, Hitler, it is unscrupulous to promote its own values. In a speech, he threw away the Treaty of Versailles, blame other political parties for their inaction, guide the other party to smash the tavern, the strength that once wiped out the enemy, Masashima, and every one of his speeches was passionate. Like an artist, waving his hands, not only emphasizes the sense of national honor again and again, it exposes the despicability of the Jews from different aspects. It caused anti-Semitism to skyrocket. He swore not only to lead the Germans back to World War I, lost dignity. It is necessary to return to the Germany of the Bismarck period. With his crazy speech, a large number of followers joined the German workers' list. And he also became the second in command of the party. The explosion of strength, it also fuels ambition to consolidate their regime. He forced the party leader to step aside, became the boss of the party, and changed it to the National Socialist Workers' Party. That's Nikui Island, and personally designed the Nikui logo. He even grew his trademark mustache. Then I bought a newspaper. Continues to expand its influence, and his rise has also aroused the dissatisfaction of rival parties, ready to find an opportunity to get rid of him, but unexpectedly let Hitler know in advance. So under the guidance of Röhm, he found Ludin to deputy general, with excellent eloquence, successfully got his support. Heaven wants him to die. Must first make it crazy. Under his crazy speech, his fame reached new heights. More and more people began to follow him, and they gathered the crowd, prepared to take action against rival parties. So while the other party gathers, waiting for someone to suddenly break into the beer hall, under Ludendorff's threat of force, the other party had to agree to his request. Seeing the time is ripe, Hitler launched the famous beer hall riots. A group of thousands of people marched towards the city, but not very far. They were stopped by government forces. Hitler was not to be feared. Lead the crowd on. But suddenly, he was shot by the other party. The Nazi party suffered heavy losses. Hitler was also shot in the arm. They were forced to evacuate. It also heralds the failure of this riot, but his name resounded throughout Cham, and he went to jail. February 1924. Hitler was court-martialed, accused of treason. But what everyone can't imagine is that, with his eloquence, sanctions actually managed to turn things around. He first looked around at the crowd. After a period of silence, he confessed his guilt. Then, under the pressure of lawyers, started his speech, "If a thief takes your money, you take it back. Does that make you also?" That made the judge laugh. Next is his personal performance time. That bass was higher, although lawyers strongly object, but was stopped by the judge. I used to. I was supportive. By Kamasaka, why isn't he on trial? If I am guilty of anything, of fighting to defend the rights of the German. Ultimately, with his sharp eloquence, live full house, even the judge was impressed by him. Sentenced him to 9 months in prison. But the unexpected thing is, the prison not only did not restrict his movement, he also arranged a comfortable shoulder for him. And he's not idle either. Use this time. He painted a magnificent blueprint for Germany. We need a leader, a man of great vision. And he lives today. And he will lead his people to be free. Wait until you get out of prison. It also harvested a large number of small slaves. And he did not return to the National Society. The Workers' Party is seriously infighting within the party. They lost the election. Hitler thought the time had come. Then a meeting was held in Munich. The meeting removed the current party leader. With his return, a disorganized inner party. Once again, there is cohesion, and their strength is also constantly growing. Learn from the failure of the last riot. Hitler decided, gaining power through legal means. But to run for president, you must be German. It was a piece of cake for him. But the unexpected thing is, although they have now become the number one, but he still lost to the incumbent president by 10% of the votes. But it also made him successful as prime minister. But he wasn't satisfied. So he planned the arson at the expo and blamed him on a rival party. With the president's intervention, successfully expelled them from Congress. The Nazi party has the voice over all. To further the goal, Hitler changed the constitution and banned freedom of assembly, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, although it aroused the dissatisfaction of most people, but they were powerless to resist. Hitler at this time, even the president is afraid of 3 points, while secretly implementing a gut plan. As long as there are politicians with different opinions, can't escape his assassination, and established death camps to imprison some disobedient people. The president died a few years later. Hitler became president of Germany as he wished, and merged the powers of the prime minister into himself. This brought his power to a peak. Then he focused on the economy. In just a few years, Germany became an economic powerhouse. But at this moment, he is not satisfied with this. With economic backing, military power also rose rapidly, and his ambitions are slowly expanding. To restore the glory of Germany, he started World War II. Take Denmark in 4 hours. 5 days to conquer the Netherlands. Beat Belgium in 18 days. 27 days to conquer the waves. 39 days to defeat France. That's what Germany did in World War II. But also because of, killed tens of millions of innocent people. There are over 6 million Jews alone. He almost killed them all, and he became the devil for everyone.